According to Hindu mythology, the valley of Kashmir was created out of the efforts of Kashyap Rishi. For a long time, it is known as Kashyap Moor, which means the place of Kashyap, which then later evolved into the word Kashmir. Kashmir stands apart for its outstanding contributions to religion, philosophy, the arts, aesthetics, literature, not to speak of the spiritual grace that it offers its inhabitants. This film depicts the saga of 350,000 Kashmiri Pandits, who were the aboriginals of Kashmir. They saluted the Indian national flag, were and still are true secularists, believed in humanity. Descendants of a culture which is more than 5,000 years old. 100% educated community were one fine morning on the 19th of January 1990 asked to leave their homeland, Kashmir. An audio tape was played in all the mosques, after which thousands of Kashmiri Muslims came out onto the streets, burned the houses belonging to the Pandits, raped their women. In short, total anarchy. The act was orchestrated by Pakistan when Benazir Bhutto was in power. Her rhetoric fueled the vengeance and hatred which left the valley in flames. But it had really started back in 1989, when terrorists started with selective killings of Kashmiri Pandit leaders. They first killed Advocate Tikalal Taplu, followed by Justice Neelkant Ganju, Advocate Premnath Bhatt, and Sarvanand Premi, all of them pillars of the Kashmiri Pandit community.
और फिर चाकू गरम लगाया और ये पति की एक आंखें की पट्टी को उठाया, वो इनको चाकू लगाया, ये लाइट भी खत्म हो गया.
Knife was pierced into my eyes. I lost my eyesight. Then they beat me so hard, pulled my tongue out and cut it with scissors. And then they threw me on the streets.
जेब में दिखाया, वो उनको कैंची से साथ ही काट दिया, ये हाथ.
Youths were kidnapped, tortured, their mutilated corpses thrown onto the streets.
My brother was called by some people. He went out. They started beating him. He screamed, shouted, but everyone shut their doors. He was shot by them. Bullets were fired at him, 4 in his stomach and the rest on his head. I went out and found him dead.
Threatening letters were pasted on doors. Telephone calls at the dark hours of the morning, asking them to leave Kashmir forever.
मौका देते हैं कि आप जल्द से जल्द हमारे इस पाक कश्मीर को खाली अगर आप लोग यहाँ से नहीं चले गए तो हम आपके मकानों को जलाकर राख कर देंगे। ये आपके लिए आखिरी मौका है। चले जाओ, इस कश्मीर से चले जाओ।
Youngsters were picked up from their houses and strangulated with steel wires. Women were hanged naked on trees. Some were even burnt alive. Others branded with hot irons.
किडनैप किया था उनको। हमारे घर 3 आदमी आए थे सवेरे 10 बजे। फिर उन्होंने उनको बोला कि हमें बात बोलनी है आपसे, तो आप आ जाओ बाहर। फर्स्ट जून को उन्होंने पोस्टर लगाया।
My husband was kidnapped. 3 men came to our house at 10 in the morning. They took my husband outside. After some time, we found a poster pasted on the door, on which it was written that we have killed your husband and thrown his body in the Jhelum river. We have still not found his body.
एक दफा अल-सफा का वो अखबार निकला। अखबार में हम तो लास्ट पर निकले थे।
There was a full-page advertisement in a local newspaper, Al-Safa, which asked Kashmiri Pandits to leave Kashmir within 2 days. Otherwise, we will kill you.
5 आदमी आए थे जिप्सी में। तो लाश तो
5 men came in a jeep, picked up my son and took him away. I protested to the police. Somebody told us that he was killed near a place called Tuliban. We have still not found his body.
The Kashmiri Pandits protested vehemently, but the world remained silent. Indian Parliament remained silent. Intellectuals, secularists, human rights activists remained silent. Leftists, rightists, they all remained silent. A silence that would, in time to come, prove deafening. To save their dignity and their lives, these 350,000 Kashmiri Pandits had to flee their homeland, leaving behind everything they had. They took refuge at the feet of the rest of India, a secular, democratic India. But what kind of a refuge was this? Indians, refugees in their own country? The Pandits thought it would be a temporary phase. Things would get better.
My husband's hands were tied from behind and he was hanged on a tree, leaving him to die. One person came to my house and told my mother that somebody is calling you outside. When she went out, she saw my father's dead body.
The politics in our country is the politics of vote banks. Our 300,000 people do not matter anywhere. We are not concentrated at one place. We do not have a single representative in the assembly. We don't have a single member in the ministry. Therefore, they have discarded us as irrelevant and immaterial.
My son had come to perform his mother's last rites. At 11 p.m., he was picked up and killed. I had to run away with my daughter-in-law and grandson.